Facts First presents. This 121-year-old photograph has caused conspiracy theories to swirl around Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg has been in the spotlight lately for a variety of reasons. The 15-year-old girl from Sweden is an activist for climate control, and she is very outspoken. She's so outspoken that Donald Trump, the current president of the United States, has been a bit outspoken about her online for the work that she's been doing. He disagrees with it. Nonetheless, she was voted Time magazine's most fascinating person of the year, and you can't really shake a stick at that. Greta was born in 2003 to an opera singer, Malena Ernman, and actor Svante Thunberg. She was born in Stockholm, Sweden, and at 8 years old, she started to worry about climate change. By the time she was 11, her parents had noticed that she was acting strange. She became lethargic, she stopped eating, and she stopped talking. The doctors diagnosed Greta with obsessive-compulsive disorder, selective mutism, and Asperger syndrome. Asperger syndrome is a form of autism. Her condition makes it hard for her to understand, talk, and relate to others, and that often results in anxiety. The condition can make a person feel overwhelmed by the world, but Greta says that the world doesn't overwhelm her, it actually gave her a purpose. She believes that Asperger syndrome is her superpower. Greta started out by challenging her family to be more eco-friendly. She wanted them to upcycle rather than buy new products. She encouraged her parents to become vegan and also to give up flying. Her mother, the opera singer, knew that if she stopped flying, she'd have to give up her international opera career, but eventually she gave in to her daughter's demands. In August of 2018, Greta went to the Swedish parliament during school hours. She wanted to protest for an improved policy on global warming. She had a sign that read, "School Strike for Climate Change." Greta says that it's her moral responsibility to do what she can. She wants politicians to make climate change a top priority to save the planet for future generations. By the end of 2018, the entire world knew who Greta Thunberg was. Students took notice of her words and started a movement called Fridays for Future. That had students striking during school hours to draw attention to the environmental crisis. Soon Greta was making speeches on climate change. She was invited to speak at the 2018 TEDx Stockholm event. During her speech, she explained how her condition played a part in her decision to stand up for the environment. She added that due to her diagnosis of selective mutism, she only speaks when necessary, and climate change has made it necessary for her to speak. Greta has a massive social media presence, which has allowed her to reach other kids and get them on board for doing something about climate change too. In August of 2019, Greta traveled to New York City to attend the UN Climate Action Summit. She didn't want to fly there because flying creates too big of a carbon footprint. So instead, she set across the Atlantic on a 60-foot racing yacht. The ship's solar panels and turbines powered the vessel from England to New York. It took her 2 weeks to arrive at her destination. While at the summit, she made a speech accusing the world leaders in attendance of betraying young people who will suffer the consequences of climate change in the future. While in North America, she took part in several climate change protests in the U.S. and Canada. Well, now that Greta is a public figure, at the age of 15, she's fallen victim to a conspiracy theory. It all started with a photo that was taken by a photographer named Eric Hegg. He, like many others, traveled to Canada during the 20th century in hopes of striking gold in Canada's Yukon Territory. The gold rush lasted from 1896 to 1899. Eric tried to find gold, but he also took photos. He never found the gold, but he did find success as a photographer. Many of his iconic photos are in the University of Washington's collection of images of the gold rush. This 121-year-old photograph, it has caused some conspiracy theories to swirl around Greta Thunberg. This photo of 3 children was taken at a gold mine, and the child all the way to the left, that looks a lot like Greta, doesn't it? Many people are sure it's just a coincidence, but a few others believe that maybe Greta's a time traveler. Conspiracy theorists believe that she has traveled from the future and is going back and forth through time, trying to find the point in time that climate change was the worst so that she could make a change. Well, since the photo was released, Greta has yet to comment on this conspiracy theory. She is apparently too busy trying to save the world. Subscribe for more.